You played for the Jazz, the Grizzlies, the Bulls, the Knicks, the Thunder, and the Rockets. How much was your signing bonus? You're the recruiting director, so that's definitely fitting as you've kind of had a career that a lot of these players aspire to have.
There's no other program in college basketball that has more NBA experience than the Arkansas Razorbacks. You know, working for us, you have to be better than you were the day before.
Feel like I'm in a limo. I put through the hood and let them see. I let down all the windows. I know I'm the motivation. They see me, they see a hero.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Ridin' Around Show. Today we have Ronnie Brewer.
Into the front court, alley-oop it. Oh! Ronnie Brewer! Flying high like Superman!
We got his Bentley behind us. Yes sir, yes sir. Today we're gonna talk with you about your role as the assistant coach of the Razorback basketball team, your NBA career, and your Razorback legacy. Let's hop in.
Let's do it.
Yes sir.
I can't show no feelings, Bentley windows tinted. Nowadays ain't no time for me to kick it. Business to a tinsel. They gon' say that I've been there.
We're off. Get the seatbelt on. Yeah. I gotta ask you, do you like cars? I mean, when you're Bentley, I think it's the first like super exotic car we've had on the show.
I got it when I was playing in the NBA. Yeah, I'm taking really good care of this. It didn't have a lot of high miles on it. I've got another sports car that I drive.
What's that?
A Maserati, Super Sport.
I mean, you're perfect for the Ridin' Around Show then, a car guy. I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, the season just started. What's something we're doing really well as of right now?
We're just trying to grow together as a team. You know, if you're familiar with Coach Muss's teams, we want to be hitting on all cylinders come March. And so we're trying to see roles, and our biggest goals to push our guys day in, day out to be the best possible player they can be in the amount of time they're going to be here. So
those 5 months go quick.
They go really quick. You know, we've had, you know, back-to-back Elite Eights and a Sweet 16 in a tournament.
And that's it! And the Razorbacks survive and advance, and they knock off the defending national champions.
We can't just pass over that. That's that's historic. I mean, in decades they'll be talking about, you know, this era's basketball team.
Yeah, but you know, working for us, you have to be better than you were the day before. And when I was recruiting these guys, the guys that are on our roster right now, you know, I gave them a layout of the lane and how it's going to be in the Arkansas culture. And you know, one of the things, you know, we ask guys, you know, are you a breakfast club guy, or you come and work out super early, or you're like a late night crew? A lot of our guys were, you know, late night crew. And this off season, you know, we had all morning practices. You know, Muss basically told us the Elite Eights are great, the Sweet 16 is great, but we have to do something different than what we've done before if we want to reach a level that we have
different results.
Yeah. And so we started doing that, and I thought that was great. You know, if you continue to do the same things that you've been doing, you're going to get the same results. Sometimes you got to switch it up to maximize your potential. You know, I think that's what we're doing. I think that's what fans are going to see this year when you see our roster.
Does it ever feel surreal to be back in a sold-out Bud Walton?
Yeah, it does. There's no better place to play in America than a sold-out Bud Walton. You know, 19,800 people screaming, calling the Hogs, getting loud and rowdy. I mean, it gives you chills down your spine when they're playing in that moment. I think the fans really make Bud Walton what it is. And you know, as a player when I played and now on the staff, you know, I'm very appreciative because it really is a true home court advantage, and you know, it's one of the hidden gems in college basketball.
Yeah. And I said back in Bud Walton, and you had mentioned it, but for the fans who might not know, you played here.
Yeah. You
went on to be drafted first round by the Utah Jazz, 14th pick, and you spent 10 seasons playing in the NBA up until 2016. So you're the recruiting director, so that's definitely fitting as you've kind of had a career that a lot of these players aspire to have.
I mean, and I think that's why we've had, you know, a lot of success.
How much was your signing bonus with the Utah Jazz?
Because I was a lottery pick 14th, my pay scale was already set at what it was supposed to be. It was close to like $2 million. And so at least, you know, if you do the right thing and you develop at the right pace that you're supposed to, they pick up your third and fourth year option, and then, you know, you're over that threshold of, you know, having a.
Because that second contract is the big one.
Yeah,
I was talking to Isaiah Joe about that at the golf tournament.
And the thing is, like, a lot of people don't make it to contract 2, and so my biggest thing to those young guys is keep your head down, keep on grinding. You're trying to make it.
Yeah.
You're trying to make it to the second, the third, the fourth contract if you're blessed enough to play that long.
But he makes them. That's the problem.
Williams to Brewer. Oh, and he flies in uncontested. Ronnie Brewer is taken off.
Did you have anyone mentoring you? Saying not too much fine dining, not too much cars, not too much.
Yeah, like my dad did a great job.
Okay, yeah, he played pros.
Yeah, my mom did a great job. But for me, the biggest thing was we had Derek Fisher, who's an Arkansas native, went to Euler. He made it a priority for us to learn what it was like to be a pro. He bought us our first suits. He took us out to eat, really gave us a lay of the land, showed us the ropes, and experiencing that made me want to be like, hey, one day I want to be able to be on that other end. Instead of receiving the game or receiving the mentorship, I want to be the one blessing people and showing them the ropes of how to be a pro.
So you mean full circle?
Absolutely.
Well, I said fine dining, not too much fine dining, because we just left Bordinos, a fine dining bar and restaurant on Dixon Street, sponsored this episode, and they also sponsored Layden Blocker's. They hosted his signing there.
Yeah.
Made me think. Were you have a hand in recruiting Layden?
Yeah, I mean, I've known Layden for quite some time. I know his dad. I know their entire family. That's all recruiting is building a relationship, building a bond, building a trust. And I think the people at Bordinos, I think they do a phenomenal job. I think it's one of the premier restaurants in Northwest Arkansas. It's for sure fine dining. You'll catch players and coaches in there. It's located, close to campus. It's a great place to be able to go to, and we appreciate all the things that they do and the support that they have, not only for our student athletes, but for the entire university in the city of Fayetteville and Northwest Arkansas.
You played for the Jazz, the Grizzlies, the Bulls, the Knicks, the Thunder, and the Rockets across 10 years. Is there a city or team you liked playing for the best?
All those places were different and meant something different to me, or changed my life in some type of way. When I first got drafted to Utah, I flew out there. There wasn't a lot of people that looked like me out there, and it snowed out there. It doesn't snow a lot here. But the thing that was the same is the fans' love for basketball. Here, the Arkansas Razorback is king. It's no disrespect to any other school in the state of Arkansas, but the support that you have throughout the state for the Arkansas Razorbacks is second to none.
Y'all are the pro team of the state.
Yep.
But the love here is crazy. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, it's pretty
At
cool.
any school, any college I visited was not like this.
Being able to play in front of a sold-out arena, night in, night out, that I played for Utah reminded me just like it was playing at Bud Walton, and so it made me feel at home. People take that for granted, but if you watch the NBA games, not every arena is sold out. Memphis was cool just because it was so close to home, but I got injured there and tore my hamstring. I couldn't come back.
Where'd you play the longest?
Utah.
Playing is what I'm looking at.
All 48. Ronnie Brewer. Look out below.
And then right after that, I signed with Chicago, and that was great. That's where my agent was from. The fans there were super supportive. We had a really good team, number one team in the East 2 years in a row. We really thought we had the chance to win our world championship, and came up short both times. But it was an experience in itself. The culture, the fans, just the experience, the history of the Chicago Bulls. Be able to meet Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Dennis Rodman, guys that I looked up to, that are in our locker room after our games sometimes. Houston was great. I played for, Hall of Fame, Kevin McHale, played alongside some really good basketball players, and James Harden and Dwight Howard and Jeremy Lin and Pat Beverly. You can go on and on about the guys on the roster. Oklahoma City was great. Got to play alongside Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Serge Ibaka, Kendrick Perkins. You can go on and on about that list. And then I played in New York, and anybody who's ever lived in New York or played for a team in New York, it's a different experience. Madison Square Garden is an historic arena, and being able to play with guys like Carmelo Anthony, J.R. Smith, Iman Shumpert, all these guys that are legends in itself, but all through all of it, the team bond and the relationship and the fraternal order. There's not that many players that make it to the NBA. The average career in the NBA is 3 years. So once you get over that threshold, it really becomes a bond. Everybody's literally family because you spend so much time together traveling. You literally see people's kids grow up right in front of your eyes. It's something that you can't ever take back and you can't take for granted.
Oh, you know, my dad played for the Packers. And
Oh, yeah?
raised Chuck Washington.
Okay.
So he always talked to me about those bonds and how those are memories that shape your life forever.
Absolutely.
So.
The one thing that you get with Arkansas basketball is, you're going to get as real as you can get it. Not only can I tell you like the ins and outs, but I walk the walk and I talk the talk. I walk these hills on campus. I went to the classes. I spent thousands and thousands and thousands of hours at Bud Walton perfecting my craft. So like when I'm telling these young student athletes what it takes to get to the next level, it's not what I think you need to do or assume that you need to do. It's what I did.
Yeah, they believe in
and how I got there. They'll tell you. If you talk to Anthony Black, he'll tell you you did exactly what you said you were going to do. Everything that you said Arkansas was going to be about is exactly what it was about. And I think genuinely anybody and everybody who comes here and plays, have an experience of a lifetime.
And I was going to mention AB anyway, Anthony Black, because when he came on the show, he mentioned that if you want to go pro, this is the NBA training ground. This is the place to come.
If that's what your goal is, I don't think there's a better place to go. Because, Coach Smart played in the league. Ronnie played in the league. So, yeah, we got a lot of experience on the staff, and they know what they're doing. So, yeah.
It's the league training ground.
Yeah.
It's not just our student athletes that we get out of high school.
The importer, the importer.
Yeah. So when you come in as a transfer, Coach Must has these relationships. Coach Smart has these relationships. I have these relationships with owners of teams, GMs of teams, head scouts of teams. Must has been a head coach. Smart's been a head coach. I played.
This is like a G League.
Yeah, there's no other program in college basketball that has more NBA experience than the Arkansas Razorbacks. That's facts.
That's facts.
As a player, you're kind of one of the guys. How do you draw the line between friend, mentor, and coach?
It's pretty easy because at the end of the day, I am the coach, but at the same time, I want to get to know the player. I want them to feel comfortable with me, where they can feel like, hey, I can come in and talk to you. That's part of being a coach. That's part of being, elite coaches. I can joke and have fun with the guys, but at the same time, we're here to get a job done. We're here to. I looked your parents in the eye, and I looked you in the eye and said, hey, if you come to University of Arkansas, I'm going to make sure I can get every ounce of your potential where you can become the best basketball player on the floor, but also be an even better young man off the floor.
You're the community service director for the team.
You look at their social media, you're going to see those guys volunteering in the community. It was really big for me because I remember being a young kid looking up to Arkansas Razorbacks who came into the schools and mentored kids, growing up, and it made me want to work hard to become a Razorback. I don't think our students feel that they had that big of an impact, but they do.
What are your career goals as a coach now? What legacy you want to leave?
I want to continue to grow here. I want to continue to build here. One of my goals is to try to help Coach Must win a national championship, and I want to bring the best basketball players we can to be Razorbacks, and I think that we're heading in that right direction. So I'm going to keep on grinding, continue to develop, continue to get better, continue to try to find the next great Razorback, continue to try to win games and win a national championship.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate you coming on. I know you got us hyped for the season. We learned a lot about you. We'll close it out there. I appreciate you, Ronnie.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate you.
Whoa, now I got the Bentley and it's blacked out. Whoa, family looking at me like a cash cow. Whoa, everybody dissing just to have clout. Whoa.
Oh! Ronnie Brewer. Here it is right here. Where's Ronnie Brewer? Give him my poster machine.
Well, we're in the Bordinos Bentley, I guess, for the purpose of this year.
Yeah.
New Riding Around Show merch now available for the basketball season. I don't know if you want a red or the white.
Both of them are sweet. Whatever I can get.
I like this little tie-dye on the white.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Cool. I'll throw that back there.
All right, thank you.